All right, welcome everybody to Home-Based Business 101. Again, my name is Meredith Banka. I'm the founder of the Side Gig Gurus and the host of Home-Based Business 101. And today I'm going over the actual course, Home-Based Business 101, which is a free complimentary course that I put together to help people really understand different types of home-based businesses that are out there and what the options really are, what the pros are, what the cons are, and how you can really pick the right thing for you. Because so many of us want to earn that income from home, but it seems like we're drowning in a sea of options and it's hard to figure out what's a good opportunity, what's not a good opportunity. And also we need to ask ourselves questions about what we're really interested in doing, what we're really good at, where our natural skills and talents fall, where we're willing to learn, and how we can go about getting that education. So why don't we go ahead and dive into this and see. So again, welcome. So glad you're here. Before we get started, I will say, if you can pay attention to this presentation and not multitask, I know, right? What a request. Is that even being realistic? To turn off your cell phone, Facebook, all those extra tabs. Maybe you're, making dinner right now or herding your children around someplace. Either way, if you're ready to make a full-time income from home, the next 20 to 30 minutes or so can really give you a strong foundation that will allow you to build a business that will change your life. And that's really my goal in sharing it with you tonight. And the good thing is that there's nothing here to buy. If you like what I say, if you like what I share over the course of the next 30 minutes, then you can speak with me or one of the members of the Side Gig Gurus team, and we can answer your questions and move forward with you and figure out if we're a fit for one another. But either way, this is purely informative. My real goal is to help women and really anybody, but mainly my majority of my clients and the people that I work with are women, to help them start a business from home so that they can create their own economy. Because I'm personally tired of women not being paid the same as men, women not having the same opportunities that are always out there for other people. And so I want to make sure that we're providing that opportunity through home-based business, which I have loved for the last 9 years and would love for you to find success there as well. So there are more people than ever that want to start a business from home. I mean, obviously, we're headed into year 3 of the pandemic, and it's shown us how we are vulnerable financially. I know for my husband and I, we worked really hard to both be self-employed and to create 5 different income streams. And when the pandemic hit, 4 of our 5 income streams went away overnight. Thankfully, one of my businesses was still earning money, and thankfully we were able to kind of right the ship after only a couple of months. But we definitely know what it's like to have the impact of this current environment that we're living in affect our wallet and affect our family. And so you absolutely have to make sure that you are strong financially. And that's why people are looking for those side gigs that eventually may have the opportunity to become your full-time gig. If your family needs 2, maybe even more than 2 incomes to make it, then you're in the right place. If working a side job doesn't sound that interesting to you because the income potential that is just not there, how much is it going to cost you to drive and park at that mall to go, work in a store in the evenings after work and then drive home and maybe buy a meal out or get somebody to watch the kids? All of a sudden, those $15 to $20 an hour, part-time gigs that you could pick up on the side really start to look a lot less attractive because you're really only bringing home just a couple dollars an hour after taxes and the other expenses you might incur. So that's why people find themselves looking for a more inventive way to make money from home. And let's also face it, job security is out the window. We don't really know what's going to be happening. Things are very uncertain for a lot of employers. And so we can't count that job that we've always enjoyed is always going to be there for us. And I think that's another reason that people are really looking to start a business from home. So how do you know if a home-based business is for you or not? Well, I will tell you, number one, you have got to be willing to learn. You absolutely must be willing for, your learning curve to increase, because you are going to have to face unknowns and you're going to have to gain new knowledge. And if you're cool with that, then a home-based business could be really great for you. If you see the value in creating your own income stream, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but if you see the value in having an income that you're in control of, if you understand that it's going to take time and patience to succeed, and if you're really ready to create financial freedom for yourself, for your family, and to make an impact in your community or your world. Home-based business is not for you if you just want to work for somebody else and you're just looking for a job. If you just want to show up, do the work, get a paycheck, and go home, then home-based business is not for you. If you don't want to put in the time and effort that it takes to build a lasting income, then it's also not for you, because it's not going to be easy street. It's not an upward sloping to the right graph. It looks kind of more like a heart attack, and hopefully it's growing for you over time, but you have to be willing to go for sometimes a little bit of a roller coaster ride in order to get where you want to be. Also, if you're not coachable and not willing to learn, if you're not willing to listen and try new things, if you're just a person that's very kind of linear and likes a pattern and likes things to not change, then it may not be for you either. And if you're looking for fast and easy cash, I will tell you, I'm a member of a lot of different home-based business and online business forums and groups here on Facebook and other social media platforms. And there's always somebody out there that's like, who wants to give me $250 and make $10,000 by the end of the month? I don't know that those are legitimate business opportunities. I personally haven't ever found one that's going to look like that. There are a lot of things out there that aren't legit. And so if somebody's promising you fast and easy cash, I would take a little bit of a closer look, because true businesses do take time and effort to build. It can be fast. It can be fast to begin building some sort of income, but if somebody's promising you 5 and 6 figures within a very short amount of time, I'd be a little bit concerned about that personally. So if you're looking to just win big very, very quickly, then home-based business may not be for you either. Now, this course is perfect for you if you want to build a successful home-based business, or if you already have a business and you're thinking of adding another revenue source and you want help sorting through all of the options. If you need help figuring out what's best for you based on your talents, your skills, and your interests, and if you want a solid plan to build your business, because I'm going to lay out some pretty cool pillars for you. So just a little bit about me, for those of you that don't know me yet. Like I said at the beginning, my name is Meredith Banka. I do have more than 20 years experience creating smart and effective ways for businesses to grow. I really honed my skills in 13 years in corporate marketing. And before that, I spent 7 years in corporate sales. But I walked away from my corporate job to focus on our kids and my community. And that was 9 years ago. And I've never worked for anybody else since. I wanted a way to earn an income from home without giving up the freedom I had found once I had been home with my kids. I still wanted to be engaged with them. I still wanted to be involved in my community. And I did not want to have to go back to a traditional job. So in the course of 4 years, I launched 4 successful startups, including a business with my husband that we have here in our community in Washington State where we live. And now I get to focus my time on helping home-based business owners take the best of my traditional marketing and sales background and apply it online to their businesses. So I've created this vision to help as many people as I possibly can be able to step into a successful home-based business. And you're the one that gets to determine the success. For some people, success is $250 a month. For other people, success is $250,000 a year. You get to decide what that looks like. No matter what, though, it doesn't matter if you have a small goal or if you have a large goal. I'm here to share with you the fundamentals that can help you set the course for success for yourself in a home-based business. So imagine if you were able to make your own schedule, you had time to spend with your family, you had all your bills paid for, you were able to travel, and you had a growing home-based business that was able to provide all of this for you. Isn't that why you're here? So let's just talk a little bit first about this cash flow quadrant, which you may have seen. It's come from a guy called Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and a whole bunch of other books. He's definitely a great entrepreneurial kind of business guru guy. Well, he introduced this concept of the cash flow quadrant. And let me just run it through for you really quickly. At the top left, we have employee. So that means you have a job. You're not in control of your money and you're not in control of your time. You go there and you're basically trading your time for their money on their schedule with their requirements and what they want you to do. It's typically people think of employment as being pretty secure, but I think we've learned over the last it's the third year of the pandemic, but 20 months or so. But even prior to that, whenever we've had an economic kind of dip, we learned that job security is not all that it's cracked up to be. This is not the days of the unions and going to school or getting out of high school and getting one job and working there for the rest of your life. And then, getting the gold pin when you retire. It doesn't happen that way anymore. So another option that's on this left-hand side of the cash flow quadrant is to become self-employed. And that's where you own your job. So a good example of this is when you take what you were doing as an employee and you start your own business, but you're kind of like a solopreneur, and that's what you're doing. And if you don't show up, you don't get paid. And so it's better than being an employee if you're looking for that time freedom, you're looking to make your own schedule, you're looking to make your own choices, and you want that independence. But it's also a little bit risky in the sense that if you don't show up to work, you don't get paid and you don't really have any leverage inside that plan. It's not until you get to the other side of the cash flow quadrant that you start having leverage in your business. And I'm sharing this with you now because you need to think about this as you decide what kind of home-based business you're going to create and how you want to work in the future. So a business owner is where you have a system and people work for you or inside of your business, and the business makes money whether I love when the dog shows up with her squeaky toy for the live broadcast. It's awesome. So where the business owner, whether you show up or not, the business is going to make money. So let's say, for example, you own a coffee shop, like a drive-through. Those are super popular in Washington State. We have them all over the place. If I own that and I have employees that are working at it, that business is making money whether I'm there or not. But if I'm a massage therapist, I don't show up to meet my client and give that client the massage, then I'm self-employed. And if I don't show up or the client doesn't show up, then I don't get paid. That's the difference between the two. And then when we get over to investor, this is where you take the money that you earn in your business and you actually put that money to work to make more money. So the money is actually making money. It's not even you doing anything or overseeing a business. It's literally the money just making money. So our goal as entrepreneurs is to get from the left-hand side of the cash flow quadrant over to the right-hand side of the cash flow quadrant with as many opportunities in the business owner and investment category as we can possibly handle in order to reach the goals that we've got. Okay, so that's what we're going to go over tonight is the top types of home-based businesses. So we'll just dive right in. And I've got pros and cons for each of these and kind of some personality types that these might be right for if this decides you. So online retail. So these are things like Pinterest, Etsy, eBay, Amazon reseller. Great thing about these opportunities is they're very easy to get started. It's a community of people. So there's people who've gone before you. They can answer questions for you. And they have some done for you systems, usually apps that you can use that make it really easy to sell or resell. The cons is that it is a crowded space. There are a lot of people already doing it. You've got to be able to invest in inventory. You've got to be willing to ship, and you've got to be willing to manage your customers. So lately I've been seeing a lot of stuff around being an Amazon reseller and, going to TJ Maxx after Christmas and buying up all the stuff that's on clearance, scanning the UPC code on the Amazon app, listing it for sale, and, buying an item for $20 and then being able to sell it for 83 and, making up the difference there. Yes, you can do that, but you've got to be willing to do that work. And if you like to do that, if you like to shop, if you like to resell, if you don't mind visiting the post office to drop off all of these packages, if you don't mind figuring out the intricacies of how to make sure that your jewelry is what shows up when people search for it on Etsy, if you don't mind posting a lot to Pinterest and keeping that going or managing eBay auctions, then this is a good option for you. It's also a good option for you if you are a maker. So if you have something that you create that is unique, these platforms give you a pretty excellent way to get your product out there very quickly and very low cost because you don't have to build a website or maintain it. But you do have to have the inventory to sell. And if you also already have current clients, this might be a great place to channel them to let them know that you're stepping into some type of an online retail opportunity. So that's option number one. Option number two is really affiliate sales. This has been around for a really long time. This can be a quick commission if you have an audience to share your affiliate links with. One-time setup, very little service to the end user because all you're doing is saying, hey, everybody, I tried this thing. I really like it. It's cool. If you want to get some, see the link in my bio. They go to the link. It goes to the third-party website. They purchase it and you get a kickback. There are hundreds and thousands, probably millions of affiliate opportunities that are out there. One of the things I will tell you about them is that they usually pay a pretty low percentage. Sometimes on a high ticket affiliate item, you might see something as high as 20, maybe even 30%. But anything that's going to be small, like, if you're shoving somebody over to Nordstrom or to Amazon, it's going to be in the single digits as far as the percentage that you're paid. So that means it's going to require volume. You also definitely need to know how to use social media in order for affiliate sales to work. And if you can email market, that's also helpful as well. But the big one I want to stress here is that affiliate sales truly is an income stream and not actually a business because you don't own the opportunity to actually take the money, right? You're not actually doing the commerce. You're not actually conducting a transaction with somebody. You might actually not even know who's purchasing through the link. Like if you're using Instagram and you have 50,000 followers and you've got a link in your bio, you don't necessarily know who is going to purchase and who isn't, and gathering their information so that you can remarket to them again later. So you're relying on two third-party platforms, one, your social media platform, and two, your affiliate platform, in order to build your business. Now, with that said, every business has risks. So if you're willing to take on those risks, that's awesome, because there are people that are making a great amount of money as affiliate marketers. There's also people that are making, a few $100 a month, and they're happy with that. So it's just a matter of understanding what the pros and cons are, what's going to be good for you or not. So this could be great if you already have a significant following. I happen to follow a gal that does some pretty amazing yoga, and she started working with an essential oil affiliate and did very well with them, but she already had a following in the several hundred thousand. So that would make sense. Also, if you're just looking for an income stream, if you don't want to manage the details of dealing with customers, of dealing with all of the elements that come into managing a business, this can be a really great fit for you as well, as long as you're okay with the timeline of building it up over time. And this can also be good if you're interested in a third or fourth source of income that's just going to be an additional offer that you can put in front of your audience, but you're not necessarily trying to pay your bills with it every single month. Okay, then we've got content marketing. This is what you think about when you think of TikTok, YouTube, blogs, vlogs, anything along ebooks, anything along these lines. This is producing content and then reselling the content. So it can be very lucrative and it can be very scalable, but this is a crowded marketplace. It can be hard to get noticed. It can be slow to build, and there can be a lot of trial and error. And it's kind of like, famous by accident, right? A lot of people that are famous, TikTok famous and YouTube famous, got famous on accident. People are trying to go viral, but there's not really a methodology to be able to do that. A lot of people that's happened for, it just like happened. So if you're trying to build a business that's going to pay your bills on something just magically happening for you, then you've got to be a little bit more strategic about it than just hoping you're going to get discovered. But content marketing can be great and can tie in with other options like affiliate marketing. So if you get some really great following on TikTok, you can pull people through to an affiliate opportunity or to a product-based opportunity or to an e-commerce opportunity. So one can kind of fulfill the other if that's what you're looking for. This might be for you, again, if you already have a significant following or if you're interested in building one. If you've got time to build a business and you have time and the desire to create the content. Now, if you're super shy, if you're not, interested in being in front of the camera, then you might want to go the more old school way of a text method, which would be like an ebook or a blog. But if you're really comfortable in front of the camera, you like being out there and making fun videos and doing things like that, then TikTok or YouTube could totally be for you. And you've got to also, again, with all of these, I'm going to say that you've got to be willing to be patient and go with trial and error. But that's another option you could consider, would be content marketing. Third, of course, is going to be direct sales. This industry has been around for a really long time. And, I know these are brands that you've heard of, like Mary Kay, Party Light, LuLaRoe was one that was kind of a flash in the pan that didn't happen as smoothly, I think, as they wanted it to, which is one of the cons that you've got to be willing to deal with here. Makeup companies like Unique or activewear like Zaya. Pros to direct sales is that it's really usually a pretty small startup cost, usually just a few $100s to get going. And the products are usually pretty good. They're usually tested. They usually have some kind of third-party verification. They're usually, shipped out for you. You don't have to manage an inventory. Or not much of one anyway. It depends on the opportunity you pick, which is something you have to kind of think about. Like with some of the makeup companies, you do have to carry a large inventory, and every time a new line comes out, you're requested to buy it. So you have to think about not only my startup costs, but my ongoing cost long-term, what that's going to be. So I've got listed here carrying an inventory. Just make sure you check into what that looks like. That was one of the things that really kind of tanked the LuLaRoe opportunity there for a while, is that there was a lot of inventory you had to bring in and you couldn't choose what you were going to get. So just make sure you read the fine print and understand what's going on there. Sometimes these products are also very discretionary, meaning that they're not things that people absolutely have to have. So as soon as their budgets get a little bit tight, these are the things that they're going to skip on. I did forget to say that in the pros, training is typically provided. So you usually have a pretty good system to follow as far as using social media, online parties, in-person parties, and other different event type based options that can allow you to build this business. The commissions do tend to be pretty low in direct sales, somewhere between, let's say, 10 and 20%. So again, make sure you understand where you're going to make money and how much you need to sell in order to make the income that you're looking for. And this is also an event or party plan, which right now during the pandemic initially was a problem, but companies have gotten pretty savvy about taking those events online, and they're pretty successful now. So this might be for you if you really have fallen in love with the product and you want to promote a product. If you have a business that you can tie that product to and an existing customer base or a group of people who would be very interested in it. And if you like to manage one-on-one relationships with clients, direct sales is really a people business. And so if you are the kind of person that likes to help people find, the right sports bra or the right candle for their living room or the right gift for that wedding or whatever it might be, then this could be a really, really great fit for you if you're that kind of people person. Then we've got what we call knowledge-based business. And this is something that's really growing over the last, probably I'd say 3 to 5 years. Knowledge-based businesses are coaches, content providers that are providing some kind of information and education, knowledge for a fee based on their either education and or personal experience. So pros to this type of business is that it can also be a relatively small startup. You need a website, you need a Facebook profile, you need a LinkedIn profile, you need some good marketing materials, you need to put your products together, and you need a way to deliver them. And the other thing that's great about it is it's unique to you. And so you can really build an audience of people who follow you because they know, like, and trust you, they relate to you, and then you can begin to offer them the different programs you put together. And it's also growing in popularity. So people are starting to understand, wow, I don't necessarily know that I'm going to reach my goals without somebody kind of encouraging me, or I do much better when I have somebody that I can be accountable to for my health related goals, or wow, I don't want to work out on my own. I want somebody to tell me what to do. So people are looking for this solution, and it's becoming much more kind of accepted, I guess I would say. Cons is that the space is a little bit crowded. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, everybody's a coach now. But the reality is, as a coach, you can only work with so many people at a time, or you only want to work with so many people at a time. And so while you're coaching, you can't have 100,000 clients, right? You have to have a small number. And because of that, the space may seem like it has a lot of coaches in it, but a lot of them are booked up, and a lot of them are really serving the clients that they have and not looking for more. It's hard to differentiate in this space. So you've got to really make sure that you know who it is you're looking for and what makes you different and unique and how you serve the population that you want to help. And you've got to build a platform. So you're going to have a website. You're going to have a place where you can host your educational materials, whether that's in social media or on a third party, membership area or course area. There are a lot of different ways that you can fulfill that with software solutions, you could buy that to be done for you, but be prepared to invest in that. Or you can do a done with you model, or a model where you do it on your own when the software comes into play. But you are going to have something like that to be able to deliver it and communicate to the people that you're going to be working with. So this might be for you if you're some kind of a subject matter expert and you want to share that expertise with your audience, or if you want to build a client-based business. And it might also be for you if you've got some unique content that you want to put out there. So people will often ask me, well, like, do I have to have a certification to do this? Or do I have to have a certification to do that? And a few months ago, I had a guest on my podcast named Jody Young, and she is a knowledge-based expert. I have known her since I was in my early 20s. She's always been an entrepreneur. Go back and listen to that episode. She's amazing. And her knowledge base is making jewelry. She makes incredible beaded jewelry. And now she teaches classes, and she then sells these classes with a kit to actually learn how to build the piece that she made. She doesn't have any kind of certification in jewelry making. I don't even know that she has a college degree in art. She's just an artist, and she knows how to teach people how to make incredibly beautiful jewelry. So no, she does not have to have some kind of a certificate to be able to do that. She's simply sharing her knowledge and letting people know how they can do and build what she made. Now, other areas you might want to or need to have a certificate, you'll have to investigate that based on the type of knowledge-based business that you're thinking about launching and any kind of rules and regulations that exist around that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to. It just depends on what it is you're thinking about doing. Okay, I think this is our last type of business. This is network marketing, different from direct sales in that this is a team effort, right? This is a team built business, not necessarily somebody working individually like we see in direct sales. So again, pros with this type of business model, like you've probably heard of HempWorks, Rodan and Fields, ACN, New Age, Isogenics, so many different opportunities out there like these. So typically a small startup, round about a few $100s. The products also typically tend to be very, very good. They usually pay a higher percentage in commission than a direct sales company. The business is typically willable and sellable, meaning that it is actually an independent business entity, not just a sales representative of the company. And a lot of training is typically provided by the company and by the team or the group of people who you join. Cons around network marketing is that some people still view it as a pyramid scheme. I personally don't view it as a pyramid scheme at all, because I think that we see pyramids in corporate America just as much as we see, pyramids anywhere else. I think you do just have to watch though and make sure that in the company that you're joining, you actually have a good or service that's being traded. That's the great differentiator. A pyramid scheme is where you're paying money into something, but a good or service is not ever being delivered, and where there aren't any customers inside of the business itself, people just buying the product or service for the enjoyment of the product or service. So if you can answer those two questions, you can be assured that what you're looking at is not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are much fewer and farther in between today than they were back in the day, because there's an association called the Direct Selling Association now that actually oversees this industry of direct sales and network marketing. And so there's just not the opportunity for it as much anymore because there's better oversight, but some people still hang on to that idea. And it also has a reputation to be just people selling things to their friends and family. So if you are going to consider this kind of opportunity, you do want to say to yourself, okay, once I've exhausted my worm market, what kind of strategy is going to be in place and who's going to help me build that strategy to meet people, probably online, maybe in person, but probably online, that are going to want the good or service that I'm offering through my business. So this might be for you if you want to build a business, because this is a true business platform for you to build on. If you also want to leverage working with a team. So typically in network marketing, your compensation is based on not only your personal sales, but the sales of the larger team that you build. So everybody wins by kind of pulling together in the same effort. And if you want to build your business online, but also have the option to build in person, because you can do events, you can do other things as well as build your business online. So that's network marketing. Now let's go over these 4 pillars that you've got to have if you want to have a successful home-based business. So I know I've touched on 5 different types of home-based businesses tonight, and I'm sure that there are some others that don't fall into the category specifically, but regardless of what you're looking at, you really do have to have these 4 pillars in place. The first one is your product. You've got to promote a high value, high demand product that changes people's lives. We're in a relationship economy now where actual results and not hype is what people are looking for. So you have to have something that is desirable and consumable, and the result must be felt. Without a standout product, you're going to risk being a Me Too brand. You're competing with big box stores, which is a small solopreneur is going to be kind of your death nail. And you're going to be hustling for new clients. People will leave you for the next best thing. The second thing that you've got to have is great partners. In almost every single one of these business opportunities I've shared with you tonight, all 5 of the types of businesses we've talked about, somewhere along the line comes a partner company that you're going to work with. And you've got to make sure that that partner is strong, that they have high integrity, a big vision, that they're going to offer you some kind of personal mentorship, training, and coaching. So make sure that they've got that, make sure they've got technology, make sure that they're forward looking, and make sure that they are a solid organization. Because without that, you're going to be building on a weak foundation and you're taking unnecessary risk. You'll also have to fill in the gaps for the things that this partner organization doesn't provide for you. So make sure if you recognize some gaps that you're okay with needing to fill them in. Your costs might also be higher if you don't have a partner that's in good standing, because it could end up costing you more later. And you're also risking your own personal reputation. So make sure that you're partnering with somebody that you can really believe in when it comes to your values. Third pillar is superb marketing. So to make a full-time income from home, you absolutely are going to have to learn to become a marketer, and you're going to have to learn to become a salesperson. There's just no way around it. People say things like, I don't sell, I share. That's great. You can sell and be selling from a heart intended place, absolutely. But at the end of the day, you have to be willing to take people through from being a stranger to warming them to your opportunity, to taking a look and considering your product or service, and then eventually converting into a customer or partner or whatever it is you're looking them to do, become a client. So you're going to be a small fish in a big sea, and you've got to find your tribe and you've got to market directly to them. You've got to make sure that you are engaging and helpful, and you've got to be visible. So a bit more on marketing. Everyone, you have to have a plan. Off the hip, like spaghetti at the wall efforts are not going to gain you long-term results that you're looking for. You have to dedicate yourself to becoming a student of sales and marketing if you're going to be successful in a home-based business. There just isn't a way around it. And you've got to be out there and have people seeing you, having influence, probably online, most likely if you're in a home-based business. If you're wanting to get reach, in particular right now during the pandemic, you're going to have to get comfortable on social media, and you're going to have to get comfortable really putting yourself out there. Without being able to promote and market, you're going to be invisible online. And if you're invisible, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to know that you're there. You've got to attract the right people. And if you're not promoting, you could be just attracting anyone or no one at all. Your results are going to be lackluster. Your revenue can suffer, and you won't have a growing and thriving business. Last up is systems. So you've got to have systems in this fourth pillar for communication, sales, and follow-up. So most people don't buy until they've been exposed to something 7 to 10 times for a product or service. So you've got to be able to expose them again and again, hopefully automated and at the ready. Most business owners only follow up 2 times. And the reason is it's too arduous. They don't have the systems in place to be able to do that. So if you have simple systems that you can utilize, like email, text messaging, a website, a contact form, all of those things, then people can get in touch with you and you can get back in touch with them. And that's going to create that buying cycle with them. So your ability to communicate and follow up is truly going to determine your success. So just a little bit here more on systems. Home-based business owners tend to play small with systems. They are not a luxury, they are a necessity. So these are the main systems that you're going to need no matter what you do. You're going to need a website, whether you make it or somebody provides it for you, like those partners we talked about. You're going to need a way to capture leads and follow up with them. You're going to want to have an e-calendar so that people can book a time on your calendar and keep up with that appointment and send them text reminders. So you need email, text, and talk capability. And you need to be able to manage your social media. Absolutely not a choice. Without these systems, you will struggle to be consistent because it just is too difficult to keep everything written down on a Post-it note. Organization will evade you. You'll leave money on the table because you won't follow up with people at the ready. You'll have a harder time retaining customers and team members or employees will be hard because they won't see your success. And you can end up staying stuck where you are without being able to grow. So to wrap this up, how do you pick what's right for you after we've gone through all of this? Well, number one, you got to get honest really, really fast. How much time is it going to take me to start this business? Can I make my own hours? Do I need training or a certification? Am I better working alone or in a group? What is the true cost of getting started and continuing to keep the business going? Do I need to be a tech superstar, or can I hire some of this done? What's the growth potential of this business? Is the market saturated? How quickly can I get started? Create this list of questions for yourself and make sure that you're very honest with yourself and take a look at what it is you're really able and interested in doing, something that you're going to be passionate about, something you're going to be excited about, not something that's going to feel like a have to, but something that's going to feel like a want to. Because in the beginning, there will be a lot to do, but once you get the foundation set, you can have so much fun and create such an amazing opportunity for yourself and your family by owning a business from home. So I have also just want to tell you, I have been where you are. You're searching for a solid opportunity. You want that side or full-time income. You want freedom, flexibility. You want something that's maybe simple and low risk and something that you can stand behind. I totally get that. And I am absolutely here to help you. So the first way that I can help you is if you have an idea and you want to be able to build your business on your own. You know what you are doing and you're 100% committed to it, but you don't necessarily have a plan to launch it, to market it, or you already have a business that's going, it is just not producing you the results that you'd like, and you want somebody to help you to review that and understand maybe why that's going on, so that you can have the opportunity to just get some help moving your business forward when it comes to sales, marketing, and promotion. So I can help you develop a customized plan for the successful launch or relaunch of your business in one of my coaching programs. The second option, of course, is to build with me. If you're looking for a solid, reputable online business that you can grow from anywhere and you haven't found something, you haven't found the right fit, I can show you the exact system that I use in one of the revenue streams that I've created for our family and that I use to help other people create an income from home. I'm building and training teams globally with this model, and I'm happy to share it with you and see if it might be a fit. Either way, all you need to do is book a breakthrough strategy call with me, and we can go over either option 1 or option 2 with you, see where they might be a fit for us to work together and get you the help that you need. I'm going to go ahead and drop that link in the comments here in this live in the Facebook group. But if you're catching this on Home-Based Business 101, you can always book an appointment with me by just going directly to meredithbanka.com and clicking on the button to grab your discovery session. Hope everybody's enjoyed this information tonight, that it's been helpful for you, and that you are all doing well out there, that you have an amazing third week of January and a happy 2022. We'll see you again the next time, everybody. Take care.